Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are very, very, very excited. We're very excited. We have a new artist to react to. But before we get into that, we would like to say so many thanks to Sam for sponsoring this video. Thank you, Sam, for your support of the channel. We are so excited to see and react to a new artist. I am also excited to react to a woman because I love female singers. Obviously, I am one. So today we are reacting to... I
also love female singers.
I know you do. Me.
You.
So today we are going to react to IU. She is a very, very well-known and well-awarded, accomplished South Korean female artist, and we're very, very excited to excite. We're very excited to excite.
Wow.
I know.
That was great.
That was hard for me. We're very excited to react to her today.
Yeah, Sam actually included some really impressive information.
Absolutely.
That she holds the most record, or the record for the most #1 hits.
Right. Unlike the South Korean music charts and stuff. And so
unreal. Over 20 or 21, something like that. Amazing.
It's really crazy.
Super impressive. And we've never heard her.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited to listen to IU and see what the fuss is about.
Absolutely. This is a performance from 2020. Let me look up the song title.
Yeah, Sam was also the one who recommended Sam Kim, and we're forever grateful for that because Sam Kim was absolutely amazing.
So today we're reacting to a 2020 performance from, let me see, 2020? I think so. Yes. So it's a 2020 performance from the music program Sketchbook, and it is her song Good Day. And we also, before we get started, we are going to release this video around or on her birthday because her birthday is May 16th. So this is a special happy birthday reaction. She's our age, which is awesome.
IU?
Yeah, so happy birthday, IU, if you happen to see this.
I wish I had the record for most hit songs at my age.
Agreed. Agreed. So we hope that you have a wonderful birthday if you ever happen to see this. And Sam also hopes you have a wonderful birthday because he is just incredibly supportive of you and our channel, and we're just so thankful. So let's get started.
First thoughts.
She looks like she's like barely even doing anything. You know what I mean? Like she seems like I'm just so casually
she's cute.
Talented.
I think it's like it's cute. It's really cute. What do you think vocally?
I feel like so far it's obviously live, which I love. Not to say that there's like terrible things I'm hearing. I hear that it's live. Like there are small minor things that are, I would call imperfections that all artists have when it is live, and I love that, and so that makes me very excited. Yeah. So far, I would say
that's how you can know that they are legit. You know what I mean?
Totally.
When you have a studio, it's like the perfect kind. You're trying to get the perfect recording. When you're doing something live, you want to do it well. Yeah. But perfect doesn't really exist in live performance. Totally. So it's I agree. I like that because it shows us that she's actually doing it right here.
Definitely, especially when you're like dancing and stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. How about you?
I think it's interesting getting to know her voice a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right? It's brand new.
That's where I'm at.
She's really straight tone. Straight tone, if you don't know, means just kind of not letting any vibrato through, and that can be a really for her. It's obviously a choice of something that she can turn on and off, which is kind of at least in our understanding. There's a lot of that in musical theater and things like that,
which kind of seems like the style of this performance a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of a show, kind of musical theater, but that's what I didn't quite understand was if it is, where does this song live? Does it live on the radio, or is it in like a show? It is kind of a bop, so it's like I don't quite know where it lives. But one thing I want to kind of go back to is just that first section where she starts singing.
Yes. She's
really accurate in her pitch, and something, especially when you're kind of in those lower registers, it's really easy to get off that.
Oh, for sure.
So I just want to listen to it again because she's supporting it well, and while it might not be the most exciting thing in the world to listen to, it's really in tune, which is tough.
That's awesome.
So just that section is it's hard to make that exciting. If if you're a singer or if you know any singers, ask them. Everyone's just kind of waiting for the next part.
Absolutely.
Like, where's that part where I can go up the octave, or I can jump up, or it gets more exciting.
Yeah.
But how do you start the song with kind of excitement and in my opinion, really accurate pitch.
Yeah.
So we'll just listen to it again. And a lot of people would try to, at least like me, I'd get too uncomfortable with the build up, and I would try to la 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 la. I'd probably get too much into it, but I think it's supposed to be like that for the build.
I think that's true. That's also what I feel like. It feels like we're waiting for something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I didn't have much to say at first, because it feels like we're waiting for something. It's also how she's singing, and it does seem intentional.
Yeah, 100%. How do you make that exciting? That's right. It's tough. It's building. Chaga, or I see him. I was already getting into it. Chaga.
No vibrato.
No vibrato until right at the end there. Let's watch that one little tiny section. That part is the real straight tone to, opening up into that nice vibrato.
Yeah.
That is so, in Western musical theater, that happens all the time.
Oh, for sure.
I just think it's an awesome. Is this wildly high?
No. I wouldn't say it is. Like, no? I would feel like the way that she is singing, no. Because she is definitely doing like a more heady mix.
Oh, okay. It sounds high to me, but it's...
I mean, it is high, but I would say I don't believe that it is probably very difficult just because she's not really belting.
Oh, sure. And it's that kind of fun, light. Yeah. I think that's always really interesting. You'll hear two different people sing the same notes, and one of them sounds really high.
Yes.
And then another one, it just sounds like
normal.
And it's the same, and it's the same pitch, and it's more about like the perception of our pitch.
That is yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How would you do straight tone to vibrato? How would you explain that to somebody if you had to explain that to somebody?
I would say that it actually is you kind of hold your air back.
Ooh, so you would use your air. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Can you try it? It doesn't have to be a super high pitch or anything.
Is that what you mean?
So, but what are you doing there? Because I would say...
Let me do both. is all my vibrato, right? I feel like it's like I am... That's really hard to explain.
Isn't that interesting? So I would explain it the way I would do it. I think I am holding it, and then I relax it.
Yeah, I would say you grab on a
little. And I personally send a little bit more air.
At the end?
And that kind of starts just letting go is actually really hard. It's like, I don't know if you've ever done this where you've clenched your fists for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you try to release your hands and it's like they want to clench. And it's the same thing, that's kind of just how our muscles work. And it's the same thing happens with the throat. So like the more you sing like that, and if you've been singing all day or if you've been warming up and you're kind of used to grabbing on, it's really hard to figure out how to let go. Because not only when you do let go, your muscles kind of contract naturally, but how do you do it that much differently? And so having that kind of control, and I think different people do different ways, because I think that there are lots of people who do it with their air. They go, or they go, or that kind of time. I pulled back on my air a little bit, and it started something that wasn't there before. So I think a lot of people have different approaches,
for sure.
But one thing that I think sounds crazy, but give it a shot.
Ooh.
Think straight tone. Think I'm singing straight tone. It's so straight. and then kind of when you're ready, let it go. Let it say, okay, now is when it starts.
Very mental.
I think you'll be surprised. Yeah, it is very mental. Our instruments are extremely mental. So if you try to just think it, I think you might surprise yourself with things just happening. That's literally how I think about different high notes and things that was like, man, if I think that's not high and that's easy, it literally will be.
Then it's not
high, not too high. It won't be too high for me, and it'll feel easy.
Interesting.
And it's literally the only difference is me thinking that.
Right. You think crazy. That it's high. That our brains are powerful.
And that sounds like some crazy voice teacher nonsense. But give it a shot.
But it is.
Let me know in the comments.
That's really funny.
I have to say, she's adorable.
I know.
Like, I don't, I hope that's not offensive to say, but it is, the way she's just hanging out and I don't know. There's something about it that's like, oh, you're cute.
It's sweet. Yeah.
You're sweet. Yeah. You're adorable.
That is, yeah.
Ooh. If you I find myself here a lot where something feels a little bit too low for me. I don't know if it's too low for her. I don't know her voice, but she's doing something really, really good that I try to do where I keep it forward. We talk about that all the time, right? But if you are trying to sing low and you're feeling it in your chest, that means your chest is swallowing up a lot of the energy and power that you normally would be getting out. So she's getting it nice and into the mic. She's not pushing. She's going nice and low. She goes, na 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 versus na 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 na, like where you really are pushing, trying to, saying if I don't feel it, then it's not powerful. And it's actually the opposite. The more you feel it, the less they're going to hear it. Yeah. So just relax, speak, just like we always say, give it air and keep it nice and forward. And then you're going to have that nice, clear. It's a clear sound. It's easy to hear. It's easy to understand.
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's such a simple style. Like it just seems so easy, and she's not aggressive with it.
For sure.
You know, she's super relaxed with it. It's interesting.
I'm curious a little bit to know, like, if this style is relatively popular, or if it is like, because I feel like there are similarities that I'm hearing in this song, and even to like some stuff that we've reacted to in like K-pop, where it feels like you said it's very simple. Mm-hmm. Like, we've talked about this in a few videos that we've reacted to, where it's like part of the draw to some artists is that it sounds like what they're doing is difficult. Mm-hmm. Like, I think Demi Lovato is a good example of that. Like, a lot of what she does sounds hard, and because it sounds hard, it's almost more pleasing. Like, does that make sense? More impressive?
Has more feel. People talk about that all the time. Oh, it's got a vibe because they're like yelling and all that kind of stuff.
And I'm not going to compare them as far as like good or bad, better, best. I just find it very interesting because I'm wondering, like, because I don't know if this is something that is like commonly. It obviously sounds like she's been awarded for her singing, but I feel like this is so like simple. It's simple singing, right? Would you say that?
I would say she's just having fun with it, and I think it's all kind of comfortably within her range.
Absolutely. And imagine that.
You know, I think there is some similarities between some other stuff where it's kind of upbeat, but it's still chill.
It's just
and it's light.
It's light.
It's light.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Listen to that again. That's interesting.
Ooh, had some growl in there right at the end as a kind of a squeak. But what I really actually liked, people always get really excited about high notes and long notes, and I am not particular. I'm not one of those people who just get super excited about high notes and long notes. That I think was great because it showed, watch her vowel. Yeah. The whole time.
Oh yeah.
Changing notes, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's the exact same vowel. This doesn't change. Yeah. It's one vowel. Yeah. It's a decided vowel. It's consistent the whole time.
I would say that it is pretty high too. Like you had asked earlier. Can we listen to it again? Yeah. It feels, I think part of why it feels high is because of her instrument. Mm-hmm. I feel like her resonator is relatively tiny. Like she seems tiny. And it sounds a little bit tiny. Mm-hmm. And so it sounds, I think, as you guys would know, smaller instruments usually and typically are higher instruments, like the flute and the piccolo. Like look at the highest sounding instruments are smaller. Yeah. And so I would say that goes the same for voices, not like directly exactly, but it is common. Like you don't find a lot of like 4-foot basses, right? But you do find a lot of like 6-foot basses. Sure. And I would say that works the opposite direction. But I do feel like I'm kind of curious. I want to see how high it is for me to give some perspective. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Right?
Yeah.
What is that note? It's not very high. That's not very high.
E, F sharp, G sharp.
That's not very high, right?
Oh, sorry. E, F sharp, G. E.
See, I can't do that vibrato. It's really hard. Sorry.
Don't worry about the vibrato. I think also you're not singing full voice.
No, but she's not either.
You don't think
my
she's singing
point.
full voice?
No. I think she's singing in her head voice.
What does full voice mean? Wait, no. I don't mean head voice. Full
I think
voice.
she's singing of this same.
If you're a singer, you know
energy.
what we're doing. If you're just practicing around the house, you're probably gonna do what's called, people call half singing or marking. You go la la la. It's not like it's kind of sounds similar, but it's not the volume. Versus when you really are going la 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 or la la la, where you're giving your full voice, and that's why I said full voice.
Let me try it again then.
Yeah,
and listen to where she's at. Can you play it again?
Let me make sure you're not clipping.
I'll sit in the back. I'll sit back further.
You want me to play it again?
I do want to hear it again because I want to hear kind of the vowels she's using to try to do it. Wow. Right? It's really hard to do without vibrato.
Yeah.
Let me try it again. Whatever she does at the end there.
Well, and I think she actually holds it a bit longer.
Oh, way longer.
But yeah, what would you say if you were trying to guide somebody, not IU, on how to sing that well? Not necessarily on straight tone or versus not, because I think that's going to be different for different people. Just high notes, long high notes, and like getting yourself there without some people sound super different on the second note, super different on the third note.
So I would say, first of all, I'm going to take it back. It is high. It is high. I'm not trying to diminish the height of it. It is high. I would say that there are a few important staples to starting a phrase like that and kind of mastering a phrase like that. I would say the first thing is breath and air. And I don't just mean taking a good breath. Obviously, you need to take a good breath, but also using that air. So it's like, I imagine the imagery that I would hear see as my voice teacher just going like this. This is all he would do. Like, this is literally my college experience.
Energy.
You send the energy. Yeah. Like, I have it written all over all of my
mental.
music. Yeah.
You have to think that.
So literally just thinking this. So, ma-na-na-na. You know what I mean? So like you think that all the way through the end. I would say also the vowel.
And you can, honestly, I'm not even kidding you. You can hear the difference in that immediately. And it's not volume.
Right.
It's something else. It's a frequency response. It's something that makes it sound huge, sound big, sound powerful, but it's not louder. Right. It's weird.
Well, and I would say, so I'm going to split it into part 1, part 2, but 2 has a B. Okay. So part 1 is air.
Part 2, B,
part 2,
A, 1, 3.
So the first thing I would say is air and breath and using that air. Then I'm a liar. This one is going to have the second part. with air and breath, that also is this energy idea. And that to me also means engaging, right? Like you engage your body, you engage your core. And I think that's what this represents. Like this exercise and this visualization represents engaging your body when you're singing. And then the second thing would be a vowel, picking a vowel, sticking to that vowel and using that vowel, and it all coming together into incredible singing.
Beautiful.
So
that's, I think, how I would do it too. I would say, okay, let's pick a vowel.
Yep.
You stick with that vowel the whole time, and the whole time you think energy, but I think vowel through that energy. So
even more specific. Yeah.
Where I'm really thinking that vowel, and then I'm sending energy and air through that thing.
Yeah.
And that helps me not think about the note.
Totally.
Not think about, oh, this is really high and uncomfortable. Helps me not think about, oh, this is the part that I, mess up, or I always run out of air, or this, that, or the other thing. The more you think about that kind of stuff, the more you're going to mess up, feel tight, run out of air.
Yeah.
But the more you think about the things that you're supposed to be doing, the good vowel and the good air, you're going to have that. Whatever you're thinking about in that moment, that's what you're going to have. So if you're thinking that it's too high and you're tense, it's going to be too high and you're going to be tense.
Yeah.
So, always try to think about what you're supposed to be doing rather than what you're not supposed to be doing.
Totally.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah. I think it was part of the bit, the shushing.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think it was part of the bit. I feel like one of the things that she did very well was she has a very, nasal resonance that I think comes slightly from the language, but I think also was highly unique to her voice, and I think gave her success in those higher notes and higher ranges. Yeah. And it's one of those things where I felt like that performance in particular, it didn't feel like it had a lot of reverb. It didn't feel like it had a lot. It felt like I was listening to isolated vocals.
It's pretty dry.
And I will say it was extremely impressive for that reason, because it might not have, it was very clean. And I think that maybe I wouldn't prefer that sound, and most people probably don't prefer that sound for listening to music. I think we like reverb. We like the way that makes us feel. But I will say for this purpose, it was a very good thing to listen to, because you can hear any variation or deviation from the pitch. So again,
you're not hiding behind anything.
She wasn't hiding behind anything. That was absolutely her voice, and I think that's pretty impressive and cool.
I think that's a really good point. Is that it's almost an isolated vocal. It's like a naked voice, and
that's scary.
And the
it's vulnerable.
And the it is scary, because it's out there, and every little deviation you're gonna hear, and I think that kind of speaks to her level of skill, that it's that clean,
totally,
and she's just chilling,
just doing
she's
it.
just chilling,
That is
making it look really easy, very
easy.
Yep. I one of the things that she did in that last one was reminded me of a vocal exercise that you guys might want to try. It was this is what I do if somebody feels like they sound really, really nasally, and I've literally only worked with 2 people that I were like, you're too nasally. Most people have the opposite problem. At least most people I work with have the opposite problem, where it's you start with and then you open up, and that's how you kind of find that nice. You start with really nasally, lots of good resonance, and then you open it up, and that all of a sudden balances it out. Where you'll find out how much your mouth actually needs to be open, and you'll also keep a lot of that really nice resonance, because you need it.
Totally.
You need it. When you take it out of context, that's when it starts to not sound as great.
Yeah.
But when you put it in with a band, or even you just kind of balance it out with the rest of what's going on, it's really absolutely essential. So work on that and have fun. If you are interested in diving in deeper into vocal exercises, we actually have a couple of our favorite on our website. Yep. They're only $5. Go check them out if you're interested in practicing singing and just diving into using your voice more.
Definitely. Yeah. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again to Sam for sponsoring this video.
You're awesome.
This is always exciting to meet and see new artists. I'm excited to see more with IU and continue to react. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and welcome to our channel. If you happen to be new, make sure you check out another video. We've done reactions like this all the time. So we appreciate you watching it, and we will see you next time.